Greetings, everyone. I'd like to share a brief essay that I put together some time ago that I'm impressed with. It is about the book of Revelation in the Bible. I trust you find it worthwhile. Thank you for your time and consideration. First of all, I want to point out some of the great symbology with the number 7 throughout Revelation. There are 7 angels, 7 candlesticks, 7 churches with 7 letters addressed to them, 7 plagues, 7 horns, 7 stars, and 7 seals, 7 vials, 7 spirits before the throne, and there is a beast with 7 heads. So again, you can see how significant the number 7 is in the book of Revelation. Now, Revelation 4 is a very popular section of this book. Here is what I am impressed are the meanings of certain principal terms in this chapter. Revelation 4, verses 1 through 4. The throne simply represents the earth itself. Heaven represents all of outer space, and the rainbow around it, we're impressed that the rainbow around it is simply the radiant zodiac surrounding the earth. Now let's take a look at verse 5. Verse 5 mentions 7 spirits of God. Now these 7 spirits of God are simply the 7 involutionary planes or kingdoms. Now very briefly here, involution is a term describing the processes, forces, vibration, or mind coming down. Now, once they come down into this material plane, they go back up in what we call evolution. So involution is mind coming down, or mental force vibrations coming down. And once they penetrate into the physical plane, they go back up in evolution. But we'll shed a little bit more light on this as we go along. Now, of the 7 spirits of God, 4 are earth planes or earth kingdoms. The first is simply the rock or mineral kingdom. Some may call the kingdom of latent matter. I think that's the way my teacher expressed it. Then next there is the plant kingdom, or as my teacher expressed, the plane of vegetation. Okay. The next plane or kingdom coming up is the 4-legged animal, which is also, as my teacher expressed, the plane of mobility. And then up from there, of course, we have the 2-legged animal kingdom, or the kingdom of man, or as my teacher expressed, the kingdom of reason. So once again, on this earth, we have first established the rock mineral kingdom or kingdom of latent matter, then the plant or vegetation kingdom, then the 4-legged animal or kingdom of mobility, and then finally the 2-legged animal kingdom, or the kingdom of man, or the kingdom of reason. Okay. Now you say, Brother Osiris, that's only 4. What are the other 3? Well, the other 3 are unnecessary to mention at this point. Okay. Now let's take a look at verses 6 and 7. Verses 6 and 7 mention 4 beasts. The 4 beasts are Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio. Leo the lion, of course. Taurus the bull. Aquarius the man. And Scorpio, which is obviously a scorpion. What do they represent? They simply represent the 4 cardinal directions, north, south, east, west. Now, I know some of you are saying, well, verse 7 mentions a flying eagle, not a scorpion. Okay, and I know that a scorpion isn't a flying eagle. From my scholarship, from the information I've been able to gather and what I've been impressed with, this simply appears to be a misinterpretation of the ancient texts that preceded the Bible. It probably should have had a description more along the lines of a scorpion, not a flying eagle. Okay? Now, those who are familiar with Revelation may have anticipated my going into this next point here. Now, listen very, very carefully, brothers and sisters. It is very important that we understand the meaning of Revelation 6. This is where the four horsemen of the apocalypse, as it is termed, is described. Again, listen very carefully. In the Bible, the four horses appear in the following order. The Bible mentions the white horse first, then the red horse, then the black horse, then the pale horse. Now, we're impressed that these are out of order. Okay? The first horse should be the black horse. And let me say this first. Please, please, please remove from your mind any notion or thought of race or flesh color. Black horse, white horse has nothing to do with race or the color of flesh or geographic location or anything of that nature. These are describing various forces that took place to bring the physical earth into existence. Again, the mental forces, if you will, that beget the physical forces. Okay? So again, the first horse should be the black horse. What does the black horse represent? It represents simply the black earth itself, symbolic of the darkness of matter, or simply the earth or mineral kingdom, as we mentioned earlier. What is the second horse? The second horse should be the pale horse. Okay. Now listen to this very carefully, because this is the most important one to understand. What does the pale horse represent? The pale horse represents the plant kingdom. Now, since the plant kingdom is the beginning of biologic life on earth, it is also the beginning of what we call death. This is why it says death sat upon it. It is pale. You may ask yourself, well, why is it pale? Why is it considered the pale horse? It is pale because it represents etheric energy. Etheric energy is often considered pale because it is light source energy. And light is considered pale. Of course, light is not considered to have any color, so it's considered pale. The light or life source of the plant kingdom is the sun. Okay, now the third horse. The third horse should be the red horse. Now, what does the red horse represent? It represents Scorpio, the scorpion, which is the animal kingdom, once again. Remember, from the Bible, from Revelation 6, the red horse is said to take what? Take peace from the earth. Thus, the animal kingdom introduces the struggle for existence through violence, killing, warfare, territorial dispute, and so on. So again, the third horse, being the red horse, represents the animal kingdom. And the reason it says it takes peace from the earth is because the animal kingdom is the introduction of struggle for existence through violence, killing, warfare, etc. Now, the fourth horse, obviously the last one, is the white horse. And again, please remove from your mind any thought about race. This has nothing to do with white race. The black horse has nothing to do with the black horse. It has nothing to do with that. The fourth horse is the white horse, which is Sagittarius the archer. Why? Because remember, he holds a bow and wears a crown. His duty is to conquer or master the three planes below it. Hence the crown. And he must battle matter for control of it. Hence the bow. As a reminder, the three lower planes are the physical earth, plant or vegetation kingdom, and four-legged animal or kingdom of mobility. I might also add, well, I can defer from my notes here because I've actually made this point before. So again, we trust you understand what those four kingdoms represent, notwithstanding what the Bible says they represent. Obviously, we're giving you something different to consider from what the Bible indicates. Now, my purpose for creating this video is to give you something to consider regarding this very influential book in the Bible. I trust I can help eliminate the confusion, fear, and even superstition that this book has caused for many people who have taken the book literally. My brothers, my sisters, my purpose is not to create dissension or not to create animosity or anything of this any things of this destructive nature. Unfortunately, the story of the four horsemen, particularly the pale horse on which death and hell rode, has been one of, if not the greatest elicitors of fear and superstition for millions over the last 2,000 years. If I can impress upon those who previously took this story literally, that the pale horse simply represents the movement from the earth kingdom into the plant or vegetation kingdom, from where the biologic process initiated, I am happy to do so. Again, the pale horse does not represent death for humankind or anything of the sort. It is simply the introduction of the life force entering matter on earth and then leaving matter on earth. This is simply the biologic process, which unfortunately is called death in the Bible. Now, if you are impressed to respond, we trust that you do so clearly, concisely, and politely. I trust you found this video worthwhile. Again, thank you for your time and consideration. Love and harmony, Brother Osiris.